Hey, this is Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 124. I'm Rando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to continue the arc of the audience 2.0, The Revenge, by looking at a new twist on an old favorite. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What's going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're going to get back into the arc of the audience 2.0, The Revenge, proper after our two-part set review. But first, we have to thank our generous sponsor over at face-to-facegames.com, Canada's biggest magic store. I had a guy suggest that I whisper at the
yeah, that's
on
right.
Twitter. Let me try it again. Face-to-facegames.com, Canada's biggest magic store.
I'm not a fan.
I'm going to keep working on it. Thanks for the suggestions. Keep them coming. I'm going to keep working on it.
I am going to keep on signing these jank-ass proxies that we're giving away to new patrons.
Yes. Speaking of things we're going to give away to new patrons, if you want to, / are in a position to help the show grow, you can check us out at patreon.com/CCOPodcast. All the details are there. That also gets you access to our new and improved Discord channel. Remember to link your accounts. And you get a sweet-ass signed jank-ass proxy from us.
Oh, what do I got? I got a... It's a flight from 4th edition, but it's actually in the Eye of Chaos. And I think he just picked a blue card, and because in the Eye of Chaos costs blue and 2, look what he did. It's blue with a 2.
Drawn next to it.
Drawn on 2. That is just my favorite thing today. Look at the picture scribbled out, but you can still see it.
That's terrible.
Oh, man, so good.
Yeah, it's scribbled on with our names. It's good. Everybody wants these. You also get a CCO sticker that you can use to put up around town to get yourself entered to win the dark.
Yeah, very much so. The dark.
The whole dark.
We're giving it away. Now, funny little thing. See, okay, we said to win the whole dark, you can go over to iTunes, give Commander Cookout Podcast a 5-star review, and leave us a nice comment. But Apple just pulled a fast one on us. I think that they're just trying to F with us specifically.
Us personally, yeah.
And they said, yeah, we're shutting iTunes down. So we don't know when that's happening, but you can still head over there. We're still checking to make sure that people are leaving our comments so we know that people are getting entered to win the dark. And you still have an excellent chance to win because there's not 28,000 reviews on there.
Yet.
Exactly, yeah. And like Brando said, if you have a CCO sticker, you can use that to grow the show, or if you have some other creative means that you can somehow send us, that's going to get you entered to win the dark.
The whole dark.
And nothing but the dark.
No, I like that, yeah.
And some sleeves.
Sleeves, too?
Well, it's in sleeves.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to come in a deck box.
Wow, it's going to be a big deck box.
It's 119 cards. It's like an EDH deck before you make your final cuts. Man, you should just get a 5-color commander and just play the whole set of the dark. That's your whole deck.
I bet you people would let you get away with that. I bet you they would.
That'd be such a bad deck.
They're like, why is your deck so big? Oh, it's the dark.
Yeah, how many lands are you running? I don't know, 6.
Yeah, how many are in the dark? One of them doesn't even tap for mana unless I have creatures that I sacrifice to it. It's perfect.
One of them's Maze of Ith, one of them is Sorrow's Path, one of them is Safe Haven.
Oh, your land base is just the worst.
Oh yeah, it's bad. But you can win it all.
And yeah, all the details for how to win that can also be found at the official home of Commander Cookout Podcast on the entire internet, commandercookout.com.
Oh yeah, did you do?
I'm sliding them in here as I can.
I was signing cards and wasn't listening.
Yeah, no, I did. We got Patreon.
Yeah.
We got our official home. You can also check us out over on YouTube. That's Commander Cookout Podcast or CCOPodcast. You can also hit us up anywhere your better podcasts are found. And on Facebook, where you can also see more of our giveaway stuff. And Ryan posts alters on sweet cards every Thursday up for auction.
Yes, Thursday. That actually, it's weird because that's tomorrow now.
Yes.
Dang. And I'm sweating my balls off in this studio.
Yeah, we're recording for those of you that didn't see the pre-show, we're actually in the backup CCO studio, which is the Wood Age studio, and I think I can say this. I know that you always get mad at me when I say absolute values on the internet, but I think that everything in this room is broken.
Every single thing.
Every single thing that we are interacting with right now is broken. Our mics are shit.
My chair is sitting on a 40-degree angle, so my back is breaking.
Yeah, I actually can't lean back on the back of my chair, both because
That's that one?
it'll snap in half and because my mic stand doesn't work properly, so it's way up above my head and I got to talk into it by sitting up straight. There's pieces missing off the wood age board. This is the worst.
There was a
place.
sewage backup like last week.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. You told me.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't work here. So
Good God, it was so bad.
You mentioned the new sponsor, face-to-facegames.com.
That doesn't work either.
Yeah, that just sounds like I'm saying it normal.
Yeah, we're going to find something. We're going to get this. We're going to get it.
We do have a $25 giveaway, a $25 store credit giveaway. I can't say a gift certificate because you're not going to get a certificate.
You just get some store credit on the account that you make when you go to face-to-facegames.com. Check out Canada's biggest Magic store. Set up a new account. Tell them that Brando and Ryan sent you. And we can maybe hook you up with some swag there.
Yeah, I think do we have 4 or 5 episodes on there now?
Yes.
That is 4 or 5, whatever it is. Chance 6, if this episode counts. Chances to enter, to leave us a comment on any of our shows to say, good pickup. Face-to-face games is smart for getting your boys.
Yeah.
And that'll get you entered to win that $25 gift certificate from them.
Sometimes I order and I don't use my name. And I tell them how much I like the show.
No, you're so lame. Who am I going to be today? I'm going to be Rando from DDO cast.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys at CCO are way better than DDO.
They beat the shit out of us all the time, both at Magic and podcasting.
Yeah, and in real life.
Oh, man. Speaking of beating the shit out of somebody.
You didn't go to your old stomping neighborhood again, did you?
No, I did not. No, this isn't another random fight in a parking lot story. But we did have a guy on the radio show that I am the technical producer for during the week at my real life job. We had a guy on that's like a quasi-professional gamer who's running.
Was it us?
No, it wasn't us.
Damn
it was like video game player.
Nerd.
And he was running an event at the Queen City X down in Regina. That has nothing to do with anything. While he's talking to Gorms, he's telling him all about, I used to play Hearthstone. I was a big-time Hearthstone player. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, this guy's totally lame. Because he just plays Hearthstone. Doesn't play Magic. Makes no mention of Magic.
Lots of Magic players do play Hearthstone,
And that's fine, but they play Magic. And you know why they play Magic? Because they have good taste.
Because it's better?
It's a better game. So when John's done talking to this guy, I go to thank him for his time and whatever, because that's what I do. And I'm like, dude, well, you got some time between now and the X, just learn how to play Magic and pick up a real card game. And he was like, dude, I used to play. I can't afford it.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I feel kind of bad for saying that now. I feel kind of bad. Because
you should have said, well, you must not have been very good. And then he would have been like, you must play blue.
I don't ever want anybody to say that to me. I don't want any of my slick burns to be implied as I'm a blue player. I don't ever want that to be a thing.
Oh man, today's deck has blue.
It
Was
does.
there any other business, any other things that we need to talk about before we talk about the Commandy?
Yes.
Is there?
Well, let's do it after the Commandy. Let's do the Commandy, then we'll talk about the other nude business. Okay, now again,
we're gonna say this, and then the listener who submitted it is gonna immediately know.
Yes, they are, and that's fine because we like this guy, sort of. General Tazri.
I don't like General Tazri, and I don't like the listener.
Agreed. General Tazri is a 3/4 human ally for white 4. I actually can't read the rest of the card because my glasses are at my house. I will try though. When General Tazri enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an ally creature, reveal it, put it into your hand, and Wooburg, ally creatures you control get +X end of turn, where X is the number of colors among those creatures. How'd I do?
She is a 3/4. I don't know if you said that.
I'm sure I said that.
It doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, it shouldn't mean shit.
Other than that, yeah, you did it. And
excellent.
Big shout out to Lenny Woolly-Broder. He is the submitter of this deck, and we're just giving him a hard time because he is a CCO dude bro-in-law.
That is correct.
And he came to GP or Magic Fest Calgary with us all the way up from Sacramento, California.
I'm looking super forward to seeing them in Vegas again. I'm actually super pumped about that. I'm really excited.
I'm super medium about it.
Really?
No,
Oh.
I was
No,
literally texting him before we recorded the show to see what his plans were for rooms, because we're booking rooms like this week.
Yeah, I'm very excited to go, and I hope I get to meet all of you guys as well. The more people I get to meet, and the more people that I have met throughout the course of doing this show, is the most exciting thing probably that I've done in my adult life.
Yeah, super awesome. And we chose this deck because it's not like two things. It's not like other General Tazri decks, and it's also not like other Zada decks.
Yeah.
Because it's actually got a hidden commander. And we're not into the whole hidden commander thing, right?
Even though we did basically invent it.
We coined it.
Yeah, we named it.
Something in the box, right?
Yeah.
Episode, what was it, 29? Norn in the box?
Yeah, when you did
39?
Norn the Wary in the box, and now it's just whatever in the box. This is Zada in the box deck.
Zada in the box. Now, let's find Zada in the list and give her a read, and make sure to mention what her creature type is.
Zada Hedron Grinder is a 3/3 for red 3. She's a goblin ally, so you can find her with General Tazri. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets her, it gets copied and targets all the other creatures that you control.
That is, I always want to call it replicate, but I believe it's radiate, right?
Radiance. Just for you?
Well, radiate is a spell that is like, the next time you cast an instant or sorcery, copy it for each creature among creatures you can control that it could target.
Sure.
There's a spell called Radiate, and Zada has that on her.
There's Irradiate. That card is just terrible. And then there's Radiate, which does what you said.
Super
Neat.
slick. So Tazri at 4 mana, right?
That's correct.
White 3 finds you Zada for red 3. And lots of mana dorks. You want dorks in this deck specifically, so when you search for your Zada, the cards that you target Zada with radiate to all of your mana dorks instead of mana rocks.
Yes.
And the density of mana dorks here leads to a turn 2 or 3 Tazri, which leads to a turn 3 or 4 Zada.
Which is good.
Just like the mono red Zada, except you have access to all 5 colors. This is the 5-color Zada list that I talked about, I'm sure, on episode 101, and I'm sure on episode 1 when we originally did Zada.
I think we did, yes.
So this is it. It took us like 124?
Yeah.
This is 124 episodes later. This is it.
We should let everybody know. I think this is Lenny's deck when he shows up to, like, fucking ball.
It sort of is. He's also got Tashar Apostle's Blessing. It's like an aristocrats, like combo, not aristocrats, like a combo Bomberman deck. Because Tashar gets you like 1-drops back from your graveyard, and he just cycles things until he can like draw enough cards to Bomberman combo you out with Lion's Eye Diamond and infinite mana.
Sounds like a thing.
Not terrible.
Yep. Also, this deck is called General Tazri Pump and Dump. I would have picked, even if I didn't know what this deck was, I still would have picked it to do on the show.
Yeah, I don't name decks, but when I see a funny name of a deck submitted in this arc, it piques my interest.
Yes, 100% of the time.
And this one has piqued more than just my interest, if you know what I'm saying.
One last piece of business.
Oh?
We have some new patrons.
Oh, dang!
How am I the one that remembers that?
Yeah, good thing you brought that up. For whatever reason, my document closed.
Is it because you clicked the little X in the corner of it?
Could have been.
Probably.
Could have been. So, new patron shoutouts. These are people who've pledged to us through patreon.com, and for some reason, they want a funny nickname.
We appreciate you.
We very much do. First one, and I'm not sure like if this is his name or if I just spelt it wrong.
Okay.
But I'm going with it. Justin Saint Wright.
How about we go what his lady friend probably calls him? Well, let's go maybe what his partner calls him. In Just Right.
In Just Right. We don't know what he is in, but
whatever. We're not here to judge. We're just here to say that you have a sweet nickname, man.
Justin Wright, yeah. I was going to call him like Justin right. Street Wraith, because ST is the abbreviation for street.
That works too. Yeah.
He can pick.
Yeah, I just like to give people nicknames that assume that they pick up way more hose and stack more paper to the ceiling than we do.
I don't do any of those things.
I watch this clip from the Boondocks every day at work just to like
pump
make
yourself
myself
up.
happy. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
You're so sad.
I know.
You know what? I think you just telling people that you got to find a new clip now, because the cat's out of the bag on that clip, and it just doesn't make you happy anymore.
No, it probably does. It's super funny.
Okay, good. I'm happy
It's
for
super
you.
funny. Man, if you had to do the real job that I do for half of my job every day, you would know why I have to watch something funny every 4 hours. Oh, man.
Okay, next shout out. We got one more shout out. New patron, Eric Hughes?
Whose?
Hussey? I was just thinking of different ways to pronounce a U.
Oh, Eric Hussey. I like
Eric
that.
Hussey. That is legit on the spot made up.
Good. I like it.
Okay, Eric Hussey, thank you very much.
You guys welcome aboard, and hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome to the asylum. Can I tell a real quick work story, just real fast? Now that you've mentioned my job like 5 times.
Oh, hold on. I just signed a card once in black, and I meant to write FU on it in gold, and I just signed it in gold again.
Nice. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. I'm going to tell this story real fast. So I work at a radio call-in show. People call in, they talk about all sorts of stuff. And as you would guess, we have crazy people that call in sometimes that say insane things. And today I had a guy, can I have just a couple minutes of your time? Like, you're not going to try and sell me anything, are you? Because I'm at work right now. It's like, no, I have a news article I just really need to tell you about.
I'm sure.
And I'm like, okay, sweet. This is probably going to be like, I don't know, name your topic that you just don't want to talk about ever with a stranger. And it's probably one of those. And he starts telling me about cloud seeding, like where they put that like aluminum nitrate or whatever it is in the clouds to make it rain.
Yeah.
You've heard of that. I don't know if they still do that, but that's a thing. And he said, since they've been experimenting with that over the decades, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I know where this is going. And then he started telling me about chemtrails for like 10 minutes, and I couldn't shut him up. I could not make him stop talking, and I had to just hang up on him. Because he was telling me all about how the government was trying to control global warming by bringing in lots of clouds so that the sun doesn't shine down on the earth and it gets cooler. So it was the most insane thing I have ever heard.
You know, he's got a point. I think extra chemicals in the atmosphere makes it warmer, though, doesn't it? I think he might have just been wrong.
I thought sure that's how it worked too, but hey, man, whatever floats your boat. Should we talk about a deck? We're a Magic the Gathering podcast.
We should probably talk about a deck. Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. I'm sure that you will cut a whole ton of that out. Let's do a deck. Where are we starting?
We always start with creatures. Now, did we mention that this is a little bit of a departure from us? Because while it is a unique list, it's something you don't see all the time. It is something that's a little bit more tuned, and thus there's a lot of redundancy, so we can lump a lot more stuff together than we usually do.
I like lumps.
That's fine. It's fine. Let's start with creatures as we do. Let's do some lumping. We have Arbor Elf, Birds of Paradise, Bloom Tender.
Oh God, Bloom Tender's goddamn good in this deck.
We also have Deathrite Shaman, Harabaz Druid, Plaguemere,
CCO staple. I don't think we called it that in a long time.
Utopia Tree, and Voyaging Satyr.
I'm gonna count Wood Elves in there as well.
And Wood Elves.
Just because, like, that is a 1/1 for 3 that finds you a forest. And if you're playing shock lands, dual lands, or the Amonkhet cycling lands, you can find any color of mana you want.
Dope. Those are all dorks, for those of you that weren't keeping up.
Yeah, they tap for a mana, or like in Deathrite Shaman, in case you exile something from a graveyard to get a mana.
He's the littlest planeswalker.
Yeah, super good.
Now what else we have? We have a Den Protector.
Den Protector, this is actually, we can see the more tuned influence on this deck a la Den Protector in it being a 2/1 for 2. Creatures with power less than Den Protector's power can't block it. That's actually more relevant than you think in a Zada list, and we're going to find out in a little while why, but it also has it has Megamorph.
The worst.
Yeah. So you can play it face down as a 2/2 for 3, or turn it up for its Megamorph cost of green and 1. And when you turn it face up, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. This sees play in, I know for sure, some competitive Animar lists. You drop it for 0, turn it face up for 2. It's a 2 mana Eternal Witness instead of a 3 mana.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Drover of the Mighty?
Oh, this is actually a mana dork, but let's give it a read because I don't think we've ever played this card before.
I don't think I've ever seen this card before.
It's a 1/1 for green 1, human druid. Drover of the Mighty gets +2/+2 as long as you control a dinosaur. Who cares? You tap it to add a mana of any color to your mana pool.
I'll play him in dinosaurs. How about Dustcaster Mage? Dual Caster Mage.
Dustcaster Mage. I was going to make my wife joke, but dual caster mage. 2/2 for red, 1 flash. When he enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Again, this is our tuned or fringing on competitive influence with a dual caster mage.
He is an infinite combo that we'll get to in the instants and sorceries section.
And there is redundancy in the card that combos with him. Ooh, baby.
He's playing Feather.
Feather. This is our first Feather deck. And
It'll be our last Feather deck.
I don't know. Like Feather's really good in this deck. It gives this deck some reach where otherwise, I'm going to call it Zada decks, don't. So if anybody doesn't know, Feather's brand new from War. White, red, flying, angel, 3/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets at least one creature you control, you exile it as it resolves, and at the end of the turn, you get it back. Cool. So Feather and Zada interact very favorably because you cast a cantrip spell to draw 6 cards, because Zada will radiate that cantrip spell, so you draw 6 cards. At the end of turn, you get that spell back into your hand, so it's like drawing a 7th card. It's just medium.
All right, we have Grand Abolisher.
During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. That's a 2/2 for 2.
It's very good. We have a fucking goddammit. Craigo. Fuck, Craigo. Fuck. We have a Craigo King Street hooligan. No, his name is Krenko, and he is a Tin Street Kingpin. Holy shit, that was hard to say.
We have a Krenko Tin Street Kingpin. 1/2 for 3. When he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, then create a number of goblins equal to his power, goblin tokens.
Surprisingly much better than what the card says on it.
Yeah, like I think people were surprised by this card.
Yes.
How good this card is.
I played it once, and I've played it a few times now, but the first time I played him, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
like,
so
cool.
when you attack with him just bare naked, he's a 1/2, but he gets a +1 first, and then he makes 2 goblins, right? And it's not when he attacks, you get a goblin for each +1/+1 counter on him. It's equal to his power. So if you can pump and dump him, he's going to make like 10 goblins when he attacks.
Or if you've got lords, or there's all kinds of ways you can just make Krenko bigger in general.
You're going to, I think we're going to see that Krenko is a very powerful card in this deck.
How about Loyal Apprentice?
This is from Commander 2018. It's a 2/1 haster for 2 with Lieutenant. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commandee, you put a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. With haste.
And haste, yeah.
Onto the battlefield. So if you control Tazri, you just move to combat and you get a free 1/1, and then with your cantrip spells that we're going to talk about, it's just another target for Zada to radiate onto.
Just drawing more cards. How about Mirror Wing Dragon? I'm having a hard time today.
Yeah. This is a 5-drop, 4/5 flying dragon that does what Zada does. But the caveat to this one is any player who targets it radiates to everything, right?
So the lightning bolt just got good.
Yeah. You know what I always think of with this is Path to Exile.
Ooh.
Just exile like all creatures and you just get every land out of your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost makes me want to play my own Path on it if I'm mana screwed.
How about Sengir Autocrat?
What in the actual... This is like from Homelands or something, isn't it?
And Time Spiral.
Yeah, balls that.
Yeah. Let's see what he's from. You tell him what he does, I'll find where he's from. He is, in fact, from Homelands.
Yeah, so he is a 2/2 for 4, black and 3. This is great. When I see a black card in a Zada deck, I know that it's going to be good because I love Zada and I love black. So enters the battlefield. You get 3/0/1 black surf creature tokens. And when he dies, you exile those tokens. Who cares?
Do you think this gets replaced with that new goblin?
Probably.
The slingshot goblin that makes... I guess you get one less guy, but you can sack him to do damage.
Sling Gang Commander.
Yeah.
That is only when a goblin dies, though, right? That's when a goblin dies, you can drain somebody.
Yeah.
And that gives you 2 for 4 mana.
For 4.
This gives you
3. It gives you 3 guys with no power.
I'm not so concerned about the no power. I know that, okay, so, and he's a guy himself here too. So for 4 mana, you're getting 4 dudes. That's 1 mana per dude.
That's pretty good.
That's like the best rate that you can get is 1 mana per 1 creature.
How about Silver Fur Partisan?
I don't even know what this does. This is a 2/2 for 3 with trample. It's a wolf warrior. I thought that said wolf werewolf, but it's a wolf warrior. Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control becomes the target of an instant or sorcery spell, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield. Oh, well, geez. You just cast your cantrip, and it targets that when Zada radiates it, and you just get an extra one for your next cantrip to target that one too.
Neat.
Yeah, that's good.
How about Spellseeker?
Oh, baby, here's our competitive influence again. This is a 3-drop human wizard, 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an instant or sorcery with converted mana cost 2. Put it into your hand.
Can't imagine there being very many of those in this list.
No.
How about Weapon Craft Enthusiast?
Interesting. This is a 3-drop 0/1 with Fabricate 2. And Fabricate is when this creature enters the battlefield, you put 2+1/+1 counters on it, or put 2 1/1 servo artifact creature tokens onto the battlefield. So you're probably going to just get 3 dudes for 3 mana. That's what I was just talking about.
I think that there are 2 things that are super douchebag in popular culture right now.
Oh, yeah?
Laser swords and those wrist blades like in Assassin's Creed. And this guy has both of those things, so I don't like this card. Cut it, Lenny. That's all the creatures.
I like how you get redundancy in creatures like Krenko's Command and Hordling Outburst in colors that are not red.
That's the thing.
Yeah. The same exact statement is true of the instants and sorceries.
Yes, which is what we're going to go into now. And I think that these are, I don't remember exactly how this site works, but I think everything's broken up into instants, and then there's some enchantments in there. So
I think they're sorted by whether they're a spell or not.
We'll start with the instants.
Oh, baby. And you know what's funny is we're starting with one that's in the regular ass Zada list.
Accelerate?
1 or 2 mana, some marginal effect, draw a card. Right?
Yeah, that is exactly what that is. And the same is true for Aphotic Wisps, Boros Charm.
Check this out. Aphotic Wisp, 1 mana, marginal effect, draw a card.
Yeah, let's do it like that. Then we have not a card. We'll come back to that one. Berserk?
Oh, yeah, that is... I understand what you did there.
Yeah.
Berserk doubles your creature's power, kills it at the end of combat, instant speed.
In Zada, it's a win condition.
In Zada, it's a win condition. We're gonna see if there's any other pump spells, and then when we double, we'll get there.
Boros Charm.
Oh, damn it! I hate these charms. They don't podcast very well. Instant for Boros colors. Choose 1. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target creature or player. Just a player.
Yeah.
Or permanents you control are indestructible till end of turn, or, target creature gains double strike. That's probably the one you pick.
Those 2 last ones are what's in there for. Protect your guys or win the game.
Yeah, double strike functions of like Berserk, right? Correct. Oh, can you imagine like pumping your guys in the front end, then going Berserk to double it, and then Boros Charm to double strike them?
Be super good.
I guess that's how you win.
Yeah. How about Cerulean Wisps?
1 mana, marginal effect, draw a card.
Then we have not a card. We'll come back to it. Crimson Wisps.
You know what? Haste, draw a card. That's like the ones that give haste are good.
Yes. Dark Dabbling.
Regenerate a creature for 3, draw a card. If you have 3 or 2 or more instants or sorceries in your graveyard, regenerate another creature you control. We don't care about that.
Yeah, we don't give a shit about that. No, that's back 'cause it taps down your whole team.
You know what? That blue, what is it? Wisp?
Cerulean Wisps.
Cerulean Wisps.
Yeah.
Target creature you control becomes blue until end of turn. Untap that creature. So if you regenerate it and it taps, then you Cerulean Wisps, it just untaps it. And it untaps all of them because remember, it radiates to all of them.
Yeah.
There's a little Zada tech for you.
How about Defiant Strike?
+1, draw a card for 1 mana.
Then we have another not card. We have Expedite.
Haste, draw a card.
Invigorated Rampage.
Here we go. Instant speed, 2 mana. Target creature gets +4/+0 and gains tramp. Or 2 target creatures get +2/+0 each. Never choose that one. You choose just to target Zada because when you target just Zada, she radiates everywhere.
Excellent.
She radiates all over everybody's face.
How about Leap?
Flying, draw a card.
Raise the Alarm.
Hey, that's Krenko's Command, except wait. That's a cool one.
Reality Ripple.
Oh, dude, this is the techiest one. This one blew my mind when Lenny told me it. Target creature in our case, phases out.
Yeah.
Cyclonic Rift your team? Just kidding. I'll Cyclonic Rift my own team. Reality's Ripple.
How about Renegade's Getaway?
That's a cute little picture, hey?
I kind of like that. Yeah. He's like, I'm getting out of here, you little... It's a little toy guy running away from some little evil dude.
Yeah.
I like this.
Let's see if this is what it does. Okay, it's a black 2. Target permanent gains indestructible until end of turn. That's good. Create a servo artifact creature token. So it gives everybody indestructible, and then it gives you another 1/1 for each guy you already have.
That's dope. Here's a card.
That is a good card.
That's a good one. I like that. Here's a card that I saw used to great effect in a game in MF in Calgary in Retraction Helix.
Oh, let's see if I can figure it out. Blue for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature gains. Tap. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
Somebody was swinging for the win with one of those butt blossom creatures that everybody hates so much. The infinite attack step lady.
Oh, yeah, Nagila, the Blade Blossom or whatever.
And then he was like,
not today.
Nah, I'm just going to bounce all that.
I'm just going to
bounce all of it.
Retraction Helix. All my guys have tapped to bounce your thing.
Yeah, and then just boop, 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 boop. You may take your extra attack step now, sir. And that was the end of it.
Yeah. You know what I like with a whole ton of dudes? I like Retraction Helix and...
Cerulean Wisps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. How about Celestia Charm?
Okay, another charm. Choose one. Creatures you can target creature you control gets +2 and trample. Until end of turn, creatures you control. What does this one do?
Exile target creature with power 5 or greater, or put a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vig onto the battlefield. So I'm assuming you want it for mode 1.
Yeah, you pump and give trample. Worst case scenario, you remove a thing. Worst case scenario, it gives you 1 dude for 2 mana.
Yeah. How about Shadow Rift?
Oh, damn it. Good one. Shadow, which makes them unblockable unless your opponents have Shadow.
And they don't.
But it draws you a card.
Shelter.
Oh, no, this is the best one.
That lady's not wearing pants.
I'm okay with this. She needs to be sheltered. It is my duty. I will do this. 2 mana. Target creature you control, so all of them, gain protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Draw a card.
Sigil Blessing.
Creatures you control get +3/+3.
This card is insane.
Oh, wait a second. White, green, until end of turn, target creature you control gets +3/+3. And other creatures you control get +1/+1.
So if you have like 10 guys, that's
insane. Because you target Zada with the +3/+3, so everybody gets +3/+3. If you have 10 other guys, you're copying this spell 10 times.
Yeah.
So you're giving out 10 more +3s and then 10 more +1s.
So everybody on your team would get +13/+13 in that example.
Not terrible for 2 mana.
That's fine. That's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Who cares if you know what? You still have to berserk it to double their power, and then you'd still have to give them double strike with Boros Charm.
Yeah, man.
And then you'd still have to give them trample with Celestia Charm.
And this doesn't even draw you a card. It's not even you should cut it.
Cut it.
Cut it.
Why don't you just quit?
Just
quit Magic.
Forever. Next up, we have Simic Charm.
Target creature gets +3 until end of turn, or permanents you control gain hexproof. That's not terrible. Or return target creature to its owner's hand.
Utility.
I like all 3 of those modes.
Then we have another not card, Strength in Numbers.
Instant, green 1, +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So that's like a +10/+10. If same example we were just using, +10/+10. Yeah. I think that's probably commonplace for decks like this, especially if you have the 5-color redundancy to make tokens, to just like have 8 to 10 attacking creatures. I think +8/+8 for 2 mana, so you still have like protection, interaction, or more pump represented on the table.
It's good.
I think that's commonplace.
Yeah. How about Supernatural Stamina?
Ooh, this is a Gonti card, but it's also a Zada card. Let's find out. Black. Creature gets +2. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. So if it's going to die, if your team is going to die, you just save it all.
Tainted Strike.
Infect.
Teamer Battle Rage.
Double Strike.
Vines of the Vastwood.
+4, and if you kick it, hexproof?
Yeah, it gives you hexproof, and then if you kick it, you get +4/+4.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Viridescent Wisps.
Another Wisps. I wonder if it's going to be 1 mana, pump our guy, and draw us a card?
That is exactly what it does.
That is awesome.
How about Wild Size?
Yeah, don't Google that.
Do not.
3 mana +2/+2 to target creature, trample, and draw a card. This is why 5-color Zada is better, because there's so many 1 and 2 drop cantrips that just draw you a card and give you a real effect.
You're still running into the Zada effect, but the number of cards is big enough that you don't need to worry about it.
Yes, in which case it's not the Zada effect.
It barely even matters. The next section of the show. We're on to Wings of Velis Vale.
Changeling? Does that matter in this deck?
Only if you're playing Slingshot Commander.
Oh, yeah, that actually makes Wings of Velis Vale better. What does it do? It's a tribal instant shapeshifter. It has Changeling. Until end of turn, target creature has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains all creature types and gains flying.
It's pretty good.
So you make your 1/1s into 4/4s. That's essentially 2 mana +3/+3 and flying.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about Appeal?
This is the first not card.
Nah, this is a real card because you play it and then you play the other half of it.
Oh yeah, newsflash. All the cards that we skipped that aren't cards were traditional split cards.
That's right, and I hate them.
So Appeal is green. These are sorceries now, by the way. Until end of turn, target creature gains +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just like 10/10.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
For 1 green.
What is Authority? What does that one do? That's Aftermath. You can only cast it from your graveyard. My head is sideways. Tap up to 2 target creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain Vig. So you tap down 2 blockers for white 1.
Yeah, you make your dudes huge, you tap down blockers, and you have blockers left after the
I suppose if
killing is all done.
you do a bunch of pumping and you don't have one that gave trample or flying, that's edge case, but I can see why it would be useful.
Yeah. We have the combo cards with your Dual Caster Mage. We talked about them earlier. Heat Shimmer and Twin Flame.
Yeah, both of those put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of target creature. If you just target Zada with them, it immediately doubles all of your creatures because you radiate it and it copies every creature that you control. So it's already useful in the deck. Dual Caster's already useful in the deck as well, because who doesn't want to just give their guy an extra +X/+X?
Yeah.
Right? But when you go Heat Shimmer, targeting Zada, so you're going to copy all your guys, response, Dual Caster Mage copying Heat Shimmer, it copies Dual Caster, copying Heat Shimmer, copying Dual Caster, so you make 1,000 Dual Casters, and both Heat Shimmer and Twin Flame both give haste, so you just have infinite hasty Dual Casters.
Yeah, and you then win the game.
I've turned 3'd somebody with that before. Off the back of a Grim Monolith. It was awesome.
How about Kari Zev's Expertise?
Oh, gain control of target creature or vehicle. We're going to gain control of our own Zada.
Yes.
We're going to untap our own Zada and give it haste. So this is an extra haste enabler. Then you may cast a card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand for free.
A bunch of times.
10 times? Is 10 our number?
Yeah, let's use 10.
10's our number. So we've cast a 1 mana cantrip, drawn 10. 1 mana cantrip from that 10 to draw 10. So we've got 18, 19, 20 cards in our hand. Then we go Kari Zev's Expertise, cast the rest of our 2 drops from our hand for free. And remember, we've got 20 cards in our hand.
That's fine.
And some of those are going to be 1 and 2 mana cantrips to just refill our hand back up to 20 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine. Launch the fleet.
Launch the fleets. Until end of turn, any number of target creatures each gain. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 white soldier creature token onto the battlefield. We want to just target Zada.
That token is tapped and attacking also. Just by the by.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says. Onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, how can you do that if it's a sorcery? But you cast that at sorcery speed, and then when that creature attacks, it makes another thing that's attacking.
Then we have another fake card. We can come back to that later. And Slip Through Space.
Unblockable, draw a card, devoid for blue.
Now, do we want to do all those damn split cards?
I want to do Life and Death for a couple of reasons. It is the green-black split card from Apocalypse. A, it's from Apocalypse. B, it was super techy when Lenny told me that this was in his deck. It blew my mind because the life side for just green until end of turn, all lands you control are 1/1 creatures that are still lands.
That's pretty good.
So it's I only have 5 things in Zada. I only have 5 things that I can radiate with Zada. tap my Bloom Tender, which gives me 5 mana because, like,
Why
I'm
not?
playing 5 color. Green for a life. Now I've got, like, I don't know, 10 guys.
Yeah, now we're up to that magic
12
number
guys,
of
yeah.
10.
And then you just cast all your Radiate spells for the remaining mana from your Bloom Tender, and you just go ham.
Yeah.
That life card. What does the death side do? Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
And you lose life equal to the creature's mana cost.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah. What else did we skip over? We skipped over
Status and statue? Status and
status statue, yeah.
I think the status side is the good one. It's an instant for Golgari Hybrid. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains Death Touch. Cool.
Yep. The other one is destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature.
The status half is good in this deck because it gives your whole team Death Touch. The statue is like just incidental, I think, in this deck.
It's just there too. How about depose deploy?
Depose is Azorius Hybrid and 1 tap target creature, draw card. That seems bad in this deck. If it's a non-combo turn and you just want to be like, okay, before the end of your turn, tap all my guys, then you start your turn and untap with like a mitt full of cards.
There's got to be something. There's got to be another cantrip that would do this.
The blue
There has to be.
blue wisp actually untaps.
Yeah.
So you could just like, you could deploy, tap all your guys, then blue wisps to untap them all, and you've drawn like 20 cards.
This other side better do something good to justify playing this piece of shit in any capacity. What does deploy do?
Oh, I was reading depose. Sorry. Deploy is white, blue, 2. Create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter creatures, and you gain some life or something.
You gain a life for each creature that you control.
Not terrible. You probably gain 10 life.
Cut this effing card. It's so bad.
What does the other ones do? Abbreviate the other cards. One of them pumps with a +4/+2 and trample.
That's Collision Colossus, Assure Assemble.
That pumps, I think, right?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't care what they do. They're split cards. They don't even matter. When people play them in games, I just ignore them. It's like, thanks for discarding a card, bud. And I pull it out of the sleeve and throw it on the floor.
After you fold it into in half and make 2 little mini cards out of it?
Yes, and then I give them whichever card they wanted to use and put that back in the sleeve and throw the other part in the garbage. That is what you should do when people play these garbage cards.
I'm sure they're good in this deck. Let's move on to Enchanties.
Yes, there's only 3. One of them is Cryptolith Rite.
So that makes all of your dudes into Birds of Paradise. They tap for a mana of any color, and Cryptolith Rite costs green 1.
Jeskai Ascendancy.
Oh.
This is fine. This is
I
good.
just got a shiver. So blue, red, white, enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. So remember how we're playing all mana dorks instead of like rocks?
Yep.
And remember how we're playing Cryptolith Rite?
Yep.
And remember how so many cards give us tokens that we can tap for mana now?
Yep.
We just cast our cantrips and draw 10 cards and then untap all of our cards so we can just rip through our whole deck with this card. That's the best card in the deck.
It's very good. Also, the picture on it looks like a bunch of kung fu guys that are about to drop the sickest rap album of 2019.
Or they're just going to fight like 10,000 guys in an army just by themselves in their bare hands.
Or like in Dynasty Warriors.
Sure.
And the last one is Wild Defiance.
3 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of an instant or sorcery spell, that creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn.
I like to play that in Infect. That's what I like to play that.
Yeah, because you just pump, and it gets like +9/+9 after 3 pump spells.
That's right.
Not terrible.
That's the whole deck other than the land. He's playing I don't want to say a basic 5-color mana base, but he's got shock lands, he's got 5-color lands, he's got fetch lands, he's got the ally land.
Oh yeah, the ally land. I think I just messed all that up when I moved my Wood Age shitty microphone.
It's fine. Everybody knows what I said, and everybody appreciates what I said. 5-color mana bases basically all look the same depending on how much money you want to dump into them, minus the particular 5-color specific land. Are you playing the Sliver Hive or the Ally Encampment or the Elemental one? I can't think of the name of it right now. They all look the same. Sorry.
You remember how you said we kept bumping this deck out and out and out? Like
Yep.
further and further? So my main note on the top of where the show notes are, the EDH rec list for Tazri just looks like a mishmash of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like pump spells, there's random 5-color spells, there's CEDH like Tazri spells. There's ally tribal spells. It's goddamn terrible. And you know what's like super special about this deck?
What's that?
Is 61 cards in this deck don't match the Tazri stock list on EDH Rec. We're not quite there yet, but I wanted to say that this deck is very much different than the ally tribal competitive Tazri, if that's even going to be a thing anymore, with some recent additions to the 5-color Commander arsenal. But this deck doesn't look like any of that shit.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, so a couple of the things that we track. We've got 15 cantrips. That's a ton because they all cost 1 or 2 mana.
And they all draw you 5 or 6 cards.
Or 10.
Or 10. Well, 10 is like we're going to do it, but sometimes you need to draw some cards, and then it's only going to draw you 4 or 5 for 1.
Yeah, you know what? Having played Zada like extensively, I know that... you know what? Not even just having experience with Zada. Let me ask you this. You're playing Magic the Gathering. You're playing Magic.
I do that sometimes.
You tap 1 mana and draw 5 cards. Is that good?
I'm sure that there's a card that does that, except it only draws you 3, and it's banned and costs like $1,000. Yeah. I'm sure drawing 5 is just, it's not even that much better.
Now let's sweeten the deal. You can play 15 of them in this deck.
Yeah.
Now let's sweeten the deal even more. It doesn't matter what color they are because all your dudes just tap for any color mana.
Huh.
This is a cool deck.
This is a good one.
18 pump spells. This is just a couple more stats. Just 18. That's good. And I like it. Strengths and weaknesses?
Strengths and weaknesses.
Wins out of nowhere.
100% of the time. That's how Zada wins. If you see it coming, it's probably too late for you.
It's probably too late. Yeah, sorry. Storm-esque. We'll come back to that in a second.
We'll go there, yeah.
Budget, because you play stupid creature ramp like that guy that cares about dinosaurs.
I like that.
Granted, things like Bloom Tender's like $50. Cryptolith Rite is like $10 or $12. Birds of Paradise is like $10.
How is Birds of Paradise so much money? It's been reprinted so many times, and
it hasn't been reprinted everywhere. In a good long while.
It was reprinted in the Gruul Guild deck like 2 months ago.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, maybe it's like $8 now instead of 10. I don't know. It's universally good.
Yeah,
right?
I suppose.
It's just damn good.
It'll never not be a good card.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll always be. I'm sure it'll almost always, because I can't say always on the internet, remember? I'm sure it'll almost always be a contender in whatever standard environment it's in.
Modern Horizons 2 next year will have like a 1/1 bird that taps for any color for 1 green. Just because why not?
What if it couldn't fly?
It'd fly.
Oh no! What if
you might have indestructible?
What if it was
too,
like a peacock or an ostrich or something, and it just like couldn't fly?
Asshole ostrich.
Oh man, so excellent. Strengths. Can I call it a tier 1 tune down?
Yeah.
Can I call it that?
Yeah.
Remember
man.
we did Arc of tier 1 tune downs?
Yeah, dude.
Super popular Arc. This deck would have fit right into there.
Yeah, Tazri is he still? Is he up there in like competitive T1? There's like a food chain Tazri list that's a thing that people don't like.
Yeah, I think it still is now, just because people are still experimenting with the new Niv Mizzet, like the 5-color one, the new Cascade Sliver, the new Morphone the Boundless, or whatever the 5-color Changeling Commander is.
The new Reaper King / Elemental guy.
Yeah, and also the new 5-color Captain Sisse.
Yes.
So, yes, right now, because you can still tutor for like the mill ally or whatever it is that makes you win the game with Tazri after you have infinite mana with Food Chain. But any of those other 5-color commanders are also going to be food chain ones. And the Sisse one is probably just going to be like Sisse is now with Paradox Engine and stacks, because you have all the best legendary stacks creatures in the Sisse deck.
Yeah.
So
find them all.
I'm sure it still will be, but now there's just more options.
I was thinking and playing around in my head of the Morphone Sliver deck. Just have him captain your Sliver deck, because you can play Sliver Queen for free.
Yeah, that's so ironic, hey?
Yeah.
And you would just choose Sliver, so it might just be in the conversation as best Sliver commander.
Yeah. You power him out on whatever turn you power him out on, and then you just win. Because the whole Sliver combo, in theory, if you have it in your hand already, costs like 2 at that point. It's all the other creatures are free.
That's funny, hey?
That's
like,
crazy.
Is Sliver Queen the best, or is the first Sliver the best because he gives everything Cascade? Like, which one's the best?
Sliver Queen is still the best.
You think?
100%.
I think... I don't know. And it goes back to just like what combo are you using to win, and how much backup do you have if you're using other spots on slivers, and all those questions, right? Like Tazri's still in there, I'm sure.
Tazri is a very good card. Is the moral of that diatribe, is that he's a good card and we're tuning him down to make him into something that's way more fun.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of fun, I had mentioned that it's Storm-esque as a strength. I'm going to flip that over to a weakness and be like, it's like Storm-esque. It's difficult to play.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to sit there with your finger in your ass for like 10 minutes while somebody's trying to like do the math on whether they can storm out or not. It's the kind of deck that you have to practice and become proficient with, like most combo decks.
If you're not good at playing this deck, people will hate you.
Yes.
They just will. People just won't want to play with you. Not because the deck is strong, not because it wins, not because it does what it does, but because they just don't want to sit there while you take a 17-hour turn, Evan.
Nah. He knows his shit. Last weakness. Tier 1 effect on a table.
Yeah, people hate it.
You sit down with a Tazri, what do you immediately think? I already mentioned the card like just a minute ago.
Food chain.
100%.
Yeah, that's the first thing you think of.
Oh, it's not a food chain. It's not food chain Tazri.
Don't care.
Don't care. You're going to die. Oh, yeah. No, it's ally tribal. I'm not actually lying when I say that there's like 2 or 3 other allies in there, right?
Yeah.
Does that count?
No.
Just kidding. It's Zada Storm Tazri. Get bent.
Yeah, get
right?
wrecked,
Like,
dude.
oh,
Yeah.
God, I hate that.
How did you not mention that if Zada gets removed from the game, you're in deep shit? That is also a weakness.
Oh, I just ignore that.
That's 100% a thing.
Play your Rift Sweepers, kids.
A well-placed path to exile, and you're in for a rough time.
Yeah, that's
because when you said that this deck was full of hot garbage, it is. Like most of these cards, when you're playing them for their effect that's printed on the card, they're not going to win you any games.
And you know what's so funny is Zada being in your command zone in mono red is like a strength compared to this deck versus this deck. The cantrips in it, some of them do have some utility outside of radiating from Zada, whereas the mono red Zada, you just don't. It's such a funny like irony.
Yes, they're very dependent on that creature, and that can always be in any deck, especially this one. That's a weakness.
Okay, we're getting a little bit long on time because I could talk about Zada like all day.
I know.
I could talk about Zada for 125 episodes.
I know.
Not going to do a whole ton of like suggestions because we haven't really been suggesting cards for the audience decks because they know the deck better than us.
Yeah, you know your own stuff. And I mean, if we see something that's glaringly obvious for us, we'll throw it in there. But I mean,
you know what? Here's the thing: no Soul Ring in this deck.
That's fine.
That's fine. All tiny creatures and pump spells.
Oh, let's be honest. Let's just cut one of those split cards and put in a Sol Ring, Lenny. Let's just do that.
Let's cut a split card and put in Screaming Fury. +5/+0 and haste. Haste?
Yeah, that's okay.
+5.
That's fine.
10 guys. 50 damage. I don't know. I like 50 damage. Should we do the milk list?
No, I think we should do card of the week.
I always forget.
I never do because it's my favorite part. And this week, we have decided, just based on the story and the fact that this is kind of a neat card that you don't see ever, and maybe you could see it more because it is pretty cool, Retraction Helix.
Yeah. This is the instant for blue. Until end of turn, target creature gains, tap, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So you get Boomerang on your guy.
It looks like Theros it's from. We can't click on it to get all the information. So I'm going to say it's from Theros, and it has wicked sick art on it. And it's going to cost you like 0 money.
Yes and yes. And I like that in your very proactive Storm-esque combo deck, you can just full stop, heel turn when somebody's trying to F with you and just go, no, sir, I'm the control deck as well. And you just cast it on Zada, bounce their whole board.
Yeah, blow them out.
Like
nice tap lands, chump.
Yeah. You can't bounce lands with it. Dang it.
Yeah, but like they're just sitting there with a bunch of tapped lands and nothing else because they just tapped out to play a bunch of crap.
Yeah, I super like that.
Or you could respond to a rift by rifting them too.
Oh, yes.
F them.
Oh, yes.
F them.
That's all I want to do.
So yeah, Retraction Helix, pick them up. I mean, there's lots of times you're going to tap and untap all your dudes.
Now the milk list.
Sure.
Okay, as per edhrec.com, for any new members of CCO Nation, this is a list of cards at each converted mana cost. These are the most popular cards in the color combination that we're talking about. Today, 5 color, Woo Berg. What do you, or as the kids say?
I think it's just the new hotness again. They're pushing it hard.
They're pushing it hard.
Push hard, Wooberg.
They're pushing the hotness hard.
Yeah, don't Google that either. Just don't Google anything that we just said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, at the 0 drop slot as per edhrec.com. Most popular card, Mana Crypt.
Nah.
Tryhards.
Yeah.
1 drop slot, Sol Ring.
It's always Sol Ring.
It's always Sol Ring, so we do the top 3. Swords to Plowshares.
No.
Birds of Paradise.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's always relevant. Number 2, Farseek.
No.
3 drop slot, Chromatic Lantern.
No.
4 drop slot, Explosive Veg. Really? Come on.
No.
Mirari's Wake at 5.
No.
Merciless Execution. Eviction at 6.
No.
Atarka World Render at 7? That's dragons.
No.
Conflux.
No.
Zakama at 9.
No.
Old Pierogi Tits Progenitus at 10.
No.
Ulamog?
No.
It the Betrays?
No.
Emrakul?
No.
Other Emrakul?
No.
A Talkthon Worm?
God fucking damn it, who's playing that crap?
Draco?
And that crap.
Draco at 16?
If you're playing both of those cards in your 5-color deck, just get out of my house.
1 Milklist match.
Sit on the step. Think about what you've done.
1 Milklist match? You know what's funny? Nobody can see this, that he's actually making the face. He's committing all in. Rando is all in. Don't Google it.
It's bad.
1 Milklist match. Good on you, Lenny. Also, F you for playing Birds of Paradise. I don't know.
Yeah, F you all the time, man.
Yeah.
See you in Vegas.
Okay. At the time of this recording, 947 lists for General Tazri. EDH Rec ranking for 5-color commandees. She's number 4 on the list. Average CMC of this deck, 2.15. There's our competitive influence again. Oh, sorry, she's 6th. I made a mistake.
Right underneath that Nigila, the Butt Blossom, and right above Scion of the Ur-Dragon.
Those are fine. Actually, all the 5-color commanders are good. Critical turn for this deck. The turn you get Zada?
Yes.
If they don't disrupt Zada, they're going to die, right?
That is correct.
There's such a density of like 1 and 2 drop cantrips that like you're just going to go creature, Tazri, Zada, draw 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're probably going to win after that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, tutors? Do I count Spellseeker? It tutors for a 2-drop instant or sorcery?
In this deck, absolutely you do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you count Tazri?
It finds you the card that makes you win the game, yes.
Okay. If I'm counting both of those, that's 2 tutors. Uniqueness rating is 61. Like I said, that is 61 cards different than the stock list on edhrec.com. Spiciness rating, 57.
Pass the 50 test. That's what we like to see.
That is super slick. Yeah. Now, just for academics, if you say that Spellseeker is a 3-mana or 4-mana cantrip because you're going to Spellseeker for 3 and then find a cantrip for 1 and cast it. So that's a 4-mana cantrip. And you're not counting her as a tutor. You're counting her as a cantrip. That's going to bump our spiciness to 75.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. But you have to find a 1-mana cantrip with your Spellseeker.
Yes.
So 57, 75, even if you average them or you say it's like whatever, it's like 65.
Which is also pretty good.
Also good. It's spicy with honors.
Yeah.
That's it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see it again and play with it in Vegas. This deck actually has a lot of my alters because Lenny has commissioned me a few times and won a few from me, and I've given him a couple for the deck. So can't wait to hang out, see the deck in Vegas, kick its ass with a real Zada deck.
I beat it with slivers.
You kicked its ass with a real 5-color deck. That's us just trash talking.
Yeah, that's just us talking shit. I really did beat it with slivers when it was awesome.
Oh, is that when you...
that is correct.
You were like, tooth and nail, finding 2 slivers. Zealous conscripts, Kiki Jiki, die.
Yes.
So excellent.
I was waiting all weekend to scumbag somebody. It just had to be Lenny. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Couldn't it happen to, some CEDH lying asshole? It had to happen to like your friend.
Oh, it happened to him too. There was one of those too.
Oh, so it made it all worth it.
Oh yeah, there was a Stax player, a CDH guy, Lenny, and me. It was good.
I love it. Okay.
It worked out. Before we go, one more thing. We do have to make our second retraction of the history of the show.
Oh yeah, we made a mistake last episode.
Yeah,
like our only second one ever.
Yeah, two episodes in a row. 2 things we've said wrong. We said that Commander 2019 was the next set coming out after Modern Horizons. Turns out core set Magic 20's in there. I forget about core sets all the time, as I'm sure most people do.
That poor set. It's coming after War. It's coming after Modern Horizons. It's coming just before Commander 19. That poor core set.
They're going to finish the sword cycle and nobody's going to notice. They're going to print way more slivers and nobody's going to notice. I'm finally going to get my Infect sliver and nobody's even going to know.
And you're not even going to know that it was printed because nobody's going to know, because it's going to be previewed for one day. Then they're going to be like, oh, well, what about Commander? And then everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, there wasn't a preset or core set in there.
Yeah.
So I guess we weren't wrong.
Yeah,
We're not taking it back.
So funny core set story. I'll tell this real fast. I was playing my new Liliana tribal deck that I built, and one of the Lilianas is from M19. One, I didn't know she existed until I saw her at the store. I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy her. This is fun. And then when I played her, neither of the two guys in the game with me looked at it and said, I totally know what that card does. Like, I've never seen that before. Is that real or did you make it up? And I said, nope, it's a real card. And it came out of the latest core set. So maybe Wizards needs to release them later. Maybe they need to do a better job of something with them, because it's the next thing. And I still don't give a shit. If I wasn't going to get 20 foil lands in the fat pack I'm going to buy, I don't give a shit about that set.
Bundle.
What?
Let's get out of here. Final thoughts of the day on the deck. Run down one more time. Thank our glorious sponsors. Let's get out of here.
If you would like to be entered to win the Dark,
the whole Dark,
check us out on iTunes while it still exists, or on whatever the new podcast rating app is. Give us a 5-star review. Leave us a nice comment or a snide comment. We don't care at this point. Just interact with us. Help us spread the show around. We'll get you entered into the hat. Also, if you've shared the show around somewhere in the world at some point, and you can tell us about that, we'll get you entered in to win the Dark.
The whole Dark.
And if you stop by face-to-facegames.com, Canada's biggest Magic store, you're going to get entered in to win a $25 credit from them by commenting on one of our episodes on the site, or making an account, making an order, telling them that Rando and Ryan sent you, telling them that we were a good get, because, we are. That will also get you entered in to win another one of our things. We also have the foil bag giveaway, so if you check us out on Facebook or YouTube, leave a comment, destroy that like button's whole life. We'll get you entered in to win something out of the foil bag. Other than that, I really like this deck too. I like that it's a take on the very first deck that we ever talked about on the show. I like that it's a new take on an old list, like a CEDH list that's actually fun to play against. And every game that I played in with it, I really enjoyed. And I hope that you guys put it together, try it yourselves. I'm sure that you will have the same experience, as long as you're not playing with somebody like Evan who plays really slow. F you, buddy. A big nod F you to our sponsors over at face-to-facegames.com. They are Canada's biggest Magic store, so stop by and check them out. You'll be doing us a favor and getting yourself some sweet deals on some cards. We'll be back next week with another audience-submitted list. We got another couple of weeks left in the arc, so there's still time to get your deck lists in. Keep pouring them in. We like getting the ideas. We like reading them. We like looking at them, and we're going to save them and maybe use them later anyway. And we might use them again on another episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!